Well, I had a good time filming. I mean, there wasn't anything really difficult. I know what Tarsam's thinking right now. But I'm not going to say it, Tarsam. No, you should just, I'll let Tarsam say it if he has to. No, there wasn't, I think for me, the most difficult thing was because, like I said earlier, you're not on set every day, so you're kind of going in and out of character. You know, with Henry, I think he was on set every day, so just to see the amount of dedication and commitment he had was because he's also on set every day, so he's completely and fully immersed in his character. So it was difficult going back for 10 days, not doing anything, and then coming back and playing this really zen priestess. So I guess that was difficult, and maybe the costume a bit, but it was a beautiful costume, so I'm not complaining now that I see it on set. And no Tarsam.
I'd just say that I remember the first day we started shooting, it was really embarrassing, because even before we started, the first scene we had was a sex scene. And without any dialogue, with anything, it was like, get in the bed. And it was a bit embarrassing, but she delivered, and it was gorgeous.
How can it be embarrassing? You're with Henry.
Exactly,
the girls agree with me.
You'll see on 11/11/11 what gorgeous really is.
Hey there, how are you?
Hi. First, I would just like to thank you for finally making a movie where the gods do more than just stand around and watch the humans fight. And I would like to ask Luke and Kellen if they could tell us a little bit about the divine powers we'll see in the movie.
Kellen?
The divine powers, you say?
I think so.
Yeah, divine powers.
We're young, we're agile gods, so yeah, we get to have a lot of fun in this movie.
It is refreshing, isn't it, to see the gods doing
Well, you
stuff.
did Clash, and you had a lot of facial.
Nothing.
You did nothing. So you got to do more. So how was
I
that?
didn't just stand about. Yeah, we were action-packed gods. You know, we got stuck in, and yeah, they can fight, and they can pick up a weapon, and you know, Poseidon obviously has his trident. And Zeus, I think Zeus in history has thunderbolts and lightning strikes, but Zeus was a little bit more manual in this film. He liked to use what he had around him and turn it into a weapon, which he does a couple of times in the film with the chain, as you saw there, and a whip of flames. It's very enjoyable.
Well, it was one of the other reasons we cast such good-looking, strong gods. I think it's a waste for them to hang out and see what do the humans do, or stir that cauldron and say, what are they up to? And so I just never wanted to make that kind of film. And whenever you see Zeus, he's kind of going the Chinese movie style of I just didn't want to do that. So you have physical people like this, and you want them to do physical interaction.
Hey there.
Hello. The question is for the director. When you were creating this, did you have the crazy visuals in mind while you were creating it? Because it looks great. Even the fight scenes, the sets, how does that part come around?
I think little baby Lego on top of little baby Lego. It wasn't a whole vision that comes to you in a dream. It's just like, you are all the things that you watched in your life, the little bad TV where you grew up, what you didn't do, what you did do, all those things in the back of your head. A project like this comes along, you just vomit it all out, and hopefully it shows up like that.
This guy's got a Superman shirt on, so.
How you doing?
Hi. It shows in the trailer there's about 5 Olympian gods. Are they planning on showing the other 12? Why or why not?
Pantheon?
The other 12, are you talking about a particular mythology where there were 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 gods or something? I don't know. We just chose a particular number that was manageable. I could only muster up so many good-looking guys.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
I have a question for the director. Among all the other new films that you've done, does this one utilize 3D in a way that it also tells a story and isn't all about the special effects?
Number 2, I just wanted to do it for the effects. Of course not. I mean, what? Not true. I wanted to use it to enhance stuff. So for me, I tried to use the 3D in a creative way. And hopefully you'll agree with it when you see the movie. My style tends to lend itself to that because it's static. It's not really chic right now. because people like shaky and really engaging stuff, but it's good for 3D.
Hey, how are you?
Hi there. My question is for Kellen. Kellen, I feel like Poseidon is a really well-explored character in literature, and I was wondering what kind of research you did to get ready to play this character.
Little Mermaid's my favorite movie. I had to watch that numerous times to get the roll down. I love my character again. King of the Wetness. Yes. What did he say? Ocean, sea, what?
Hi there.
Hi, my question's for Tarsem.
Is this Michael Bay? No.
No.
Hi, Michael.
Hello, Tarsem.
Awesome.
I'm a really big fan of The Fall and also The Cell.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
If more than 3 people had bought tickets for that thing, you know, well, anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I bought a ticket,
Okay.
so.
You probably downloaded from Chinese site, I don't know. Okay, go for it.
I wanted to ask, coming from movies where you use a lot of practical sets with such amazing set design, how do you go, and what are the challenges to going to something that's so much blue screen?
I think I kind of had a reaction like the god of cinema who was here right now before us, Coppola, when he made Apocalypse Now. You know, he had gone to such a hardcore place and made that film. The next thing he wanted to do was, a movie completely in a studio, completely controlled. I kind of had a reaction like that. I'd done it in 28 countries, blown all my money, and felt like doing a movie in a much more controlled environment. And it's a completely different kettle of fish. Is that an expression?
Kettle of fish, yes.
Kettle of fish. It's a completely
Fish
different
kettle, fish
thingy-majig.
kettle. Fish kettle's fine.
Fish kettle.
Kettle of fish. We're good. Hello.
Hi, I have a question for the beautiful Frida Pinto up there. I wanted to know, what was your favorite part about filming this film?
The producers.
Actually, watching the men. I think it's very rare that you get to be part of a film where the men have to bear it all and the women can just be all covered. So this was a definite treat for me. And on a more serious note, working with Tarsem. He's got an amazing vision. And I think, I always say he's got an imagination of a 3-year-old, and only he can bring it out and put it out there the way he's done. So it's very difficult to, it's very easy to work with someone like him. Very difficult to imagine what he's imagining at that point in time, but it's nice to just lose yourself in a visionary director's imagination like Tarsem.
If I hear visionary once again, I'm going to...
Oh, okay, I'll take it back. Imaginative.
I'm going to kiss you, I was going to say.
Hi there.
Okay, I'm back. Steven, I'm a huge fan of yours. What was your experience on the set of Immortals?
A lot of sweat, a lot of dirt, a lot of getting in shape and flirting with Frida's character. Watching Tarsem run around, he's got a great energy. He was born to kind of, I think, direct these kinds of films. He can lead an army, and I just followed, and that was that.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, so I want to... do we have any more questions? No? Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit more about... Tarsem, you talked a little bit about 3D. You know, there's interesting divisions among fans, among Hollywood when it comes to 3D, and it's been fascinating watching that ongoing debate. Where do you think it stands now? I mean, when you look at 3D, what's your takeaway?
I think it's an aesthetic call. It's kind of in retrospect. I don't know. Maybe 30, 40 years from now, we'll see it differently. It's kind of like, the work of Giotto or anybody before the Renaissance kind of figured out how perspective works. You've got a 3D picture on a 2D surface. There's lots of inherent problems. This stuff is going to date very badly. You'll start seeing it change, and then 30, 40 years when there's holograms, or if you're going to plug yourself into a computer, God knows where it's going. You're going to look at it like as ancient as the hieroglyphics of the ancient, the Egyptians. So for me, I think it's changing, but I think it has an aesthetic form that is still very valid. It's kind of like, the work of Giotto. You don't look at it and just say he didn't understand perspective-wise, Jesus so big and the other people so small. It's an aesthetic call that you make. So for me, trying to show a globe which is in 3D on a 2D surface, the land masses are never equal. The person's head is much bigger than this. You make aesthetic calls. So I look at this and I just think it's a very valid thing to do. It works right now. It'll probably date, but hey, such is life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Mark, you look like you had a thought on this as well.
Well, I think that you have to look at this in perspective of movie-going audiences around the entire world. And obviously, with India and with China and Russia and movies playing everywhere, if you really look at the 3D numbers on a global basis, they're quite extraordinary. Mm-hmm. And I think also, sometimes, either way, you just saw 2D and 3D, and everyone seemed to be equally satisfied. So I think that, if it fits, and the filmmaker like Tarsem really feels that it can enhance the audience's experience, and it's really badass like this, then I think we want more of it. Otherwise, I think it's still about good stories well told.
It's interesting. And then, Gianni, talk a little bit about, the 300 success story. This film's very different, but it seems to me that there might be a line drawn from that success to this project. Did that project lead to the investigation that led to this one?
No.
No, zero. Not even a bit. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Stephen, with when you look at your career, you've had great success, and recently I love the movie Somewhere, and that's absolutely. And it's interesting to see actors put together a career where they do small films, they do dialogue-driven films, and then take on these sort of big canvas films. Is that something you are consciously trying to do, and does that just keep it exciting for you?
Yeah, I just try to mix it up. I feel like being an actor is only exciting when you can do different things, work with different filmmakers, explore different genres. If you're doing the same thing and you're doing things you don't believe in, you're a bit of a slave, I think. It's not a very good job. So for me, if I'm gonna be an actor, I want to do things that I want to do, and I want to play different kinds of roles, different challenges on all different scales. So that's what I try to do, yeah.
Henry, I have to ask you, since you did fly in, you were in Chicago, you were working on a small film. We've heard recently that movie might be moved on this, well, it is moved on the schedule. Is there anything you'd like to tell the world about that today? And there might be snipers. Chris Nolan has snipers. They're probably right up there.
There's really nothing I can say apart from the fact that it's one of the best scripts I've ever read, and I'm excited about it, humbled by the whole experience, and I can't wait to get started.
That's great. And then Luke, going from Clash to this, you've been promoted. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's nowhere to go now. That's it.
What's that?
They have to create a bigger god now.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to be a bigger god.
Played my father. It's a funny thing having to have played two gods. It's very strange. It wasn't planned at all, and I don't have a god complex at all.
Is there any more gods in your future, do you think? Do you have more gods you would like to cross off the list?
I mean, if they're as fun as this one was to play and as enjoyable as it was as an experience, I'd happily do it again.
That's great. And then Kellen, talk a little bit more about Poseidon. I mean, you mentioned that he's the salty guy, or that's what you were saying backstage. How does that come across? Does he take the piss out of his brother?
It's just really not. I have 6 brothers myself, and it's fun to mess around with those brothers as well as messing around with Zeus. I mean, when you're a god, you're all powerful. So to have 2 godly brothers wrestle and fight Trident against Lightning Bolt, that would be an epic fight. But yeah, my character's very salty in this film.
Fantastic. Well, I am told that we are out of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, 11, 11, 11.
You want to show it again?
But first, we're going to leave.
But first, if you all don't mind, we'd like to show you that fight scene again. So,
Immortals. Again, ladies and gentlemen. Immortals, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
Tall H. Immortals, 11,
Thank you,
11,
guys.
11.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.